Hello everyone and welcome to my F1 2019 career mode where we will get started in Formula 2.
In F1 2019, you'll be invited to start your career by selecting a Formula 2 team. Driving for this team, you'll experience some key moments of a Formula 2 season, a thrill-packed racing championship in its own right, and the springboard to Formula 1. At the end of this feeder series, your choice of driver academy and your performance in F2 will determine the terms of the contracts offered by the teams as you embark upon your career in Formula 1 and begin to write your own chapter of motorsport history.
So you can see all the 2018 Formula 2 teams here. We've got Carlin, Art Grand Prix, Dams, Russian Time, MP, Campos, Shadows, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Prema, BWT and Trident. I don't know much about Formula 2, so I just went with Trident because it sounds pretty cool. So here we get to choose our driver academy. So there's the Mercedes Academy, which includes the Williams and Racing Point teams. There's the Ferrari Academy, which also includes Haas and Alfa Romeo. There's the Red Bull Academy, which includes the Toro Rosso team. And there's finally the Renault and McLaren Academies. I won't show you who I've signed up with for now. I'll leave that until the end of the video where we will sign our Formula 1 contract. So you can also see in the background right now there's the difficulty settings I'll be running. These will probably change actually throughout the season, especially in Formula 1. I definitely have stronger and weaker tracks and I'll be putting the difficulty up and down, and I'll probably try to run less assists as the seasons go on. But for now this is what I'm running, and maybe I'll let you know if it changes. So at about this point I got a bit of a problem with my recording and I managed to lose most of the Formula 2 gameplay. So I had to run through this entire part of the career mode again and re-record everything. So what you're about to see isn't my first drive of Formula 2 cars because I've done it all before. So, a bit annoying, but anyway. Also, the cutscenes decided to play without any music or engine sound, just the commentary, which is interesting. So, anyway, let's get into the gameplay itself.
Trident's new driver really commanding the race here. Devon Butler still ruthlessly giving chase. These two have been really scrapping it out for the early wins in the championship. And something's wrong. Butler sees his chance. Some kind of mechanical failure. Picking up speed again. It's unclear what the issue was. Can they still finish this race?
But you're very close to the finish. You can still compete and get some points here. Don't give up. Just do the best you can. We're all behind you. Looks like an issue with the turbo. You've lost some speed at the top end.
You finally get a chance to drive the Formula 2 car after all this intro, and here we go, 5 minute lights from the top of the screen, and off we go. We've got our teammate Lukas Weber behind us. Team radio.
Your teammate is approaching and wants to get past. Repeat, Lukas wants to pass you.
So I've just let him past here. There's no point fighting him. I've got a failing turbo, and I don't think I'd be able to hold him off anyway.
That's great. Lukas can push on now.
So there we go.
Lukas wants me to pass on his thanks. I know it's frustrating, but you made the right call for the team. Now we're all with you. Just bring it home as best you can.
So this scenario really is about whether or not you let your teammate past, so if you're a team player or not really, and just bring home points if you can. So we move on later in the race, and you can see we run wide there. I'm still trying to get used to the Formula 2 cars, but
Okay, the gap behind is 2.3 seconds.
I think it's a lot less than that now, Jeff. So the Formula 2 cars I think are a bit of a handful for me right now. I have to get used to them still. And that was an absolutely dreadful line. Luka has passed us very, very easily. We've run wide again on the next high-speed right-hander. Markelov's passed us. Delatraz has passed us. This is not a good run. We send it back down the inside of Delatraz, almost hit the back of Markelov, knock over the bollard for good luck. And we make a very sketchy move on Delatraz there. But we get through, and that's what's important. And moving on later in the race, you can see Markelov and Giotto are fighting side by side through the last chicane, so who knows, maybe if they hold each other up enough we'll be able to make a position here, but we get brake checked very, very badly into the last corner. There's no reason for him to brake there, but anyway.
Final lap of the race.
You can see Delatraz has passed us once again. We're going to have to look back down the inside. That's a very big dive, but we've gotten away with it. We've got the position back, and we are holding on. Moving on to the end of the race now.
Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Thanks.
And Russian Time have pulled off a great victory here today. Davide, what do you think made the difference here?
I think what won them the race was their ability to adapt. At every point, they delivered what was needed. They were calm and steady when they needed to be, but they were ruthless and aggressive when it was demanded of them. There wasn't anything out there that they weren't prepared to handle. Let's see if they can keep it up this season.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Russian Time, then, are on top today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Devon Butler, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. And now, Davide Valsecchi, let me ask you, who is your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Sean Galeol. Consistency, good battles, and sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
On to the teams then. Russian Time move to the top of the table. Goodbye for now then. But we really are just getting started. Make sure you join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So now we'll meet our agent Emma, who has organised our very first interview for the career mode.
There you are. That was an exciting race. It definitely got people talking about you, which means I was able to secure a quick interview.
Okay, we're all set over here.
Just a minute. Remember, anything you say to the press can go very, very public. So be relaxed, but also be conscious of what you're saying and how it might come across to other people, okay? I think we're ready.
Great. So Emma keeps telling me you're the one to watch this season. If that's true, you'll be doing plenty of these. Just remember, be yourself. And the more you can give me, the better this will go. Right, stand here. Turn a little this way for me. Perfect. Ready? An exciting race today. Let's get your perspective. So you and Lukas are new to the team. How are you settling in?
Yeah, I think we're settling in okay. We'll just, get our rhythm in a few races' time and should be in for a good season.
Okay, so how did you feel about being ordered to give up the position to Lukas?
It's not really a problem. I mean, I had a turbo issue, so he was going to be faster anyway, so I don't have a problem with it. I would expect any teammate to do the same.
Great. Well, that's everything.
Hey, look. I know that wasn't easy letting me pass, but it was the right choice. It was good driving.
Yeah, that's how I describe it, mate. Just good, not great. 1 in 6. 1 in 6 makes the leap to F1. The other 5 are still watching their less talented teammates collect all their points. Shame, really. A lot of great drivers never get their chance because they do it all for the team.
Those teams got us here.
Yeah, but it's the drivers that take the risk. We should get the rewards. You ever won a race in F1? That's how winners think.
And remind me, how many F1 races have you won?
You watch this space. At the end of this championship, I'll be the one lifting the trophy, and I won't use my teammates to nick the podium.
Okay, I'm out. You believe what you want, Devon, but it's still early days.
He's either very clever or you're just a pushover. You really think if the situation was reversed, he'd do the same for you? No. You want to start looking out for yourself. No one else will.
Well, that wasn't very nice, was it? I don't like Devon Butler. In fact, I hate Devon Butler. A lot. Anyway, so you can see once again the music isn't playing in the cutscene. I don't know why it is. I've recorded it a few times now, and for some reason it never works while I'm recording.
Look at them go! Devon Butler locked in wheel-to-wheel racing with his championship rival, desperate to shut them down and stop them getting past. And there's contact! Butler simply left them nowhere to go. There was just no way for them to have avoided that. And look, there's significant damage. Not sure if that was down to recklessness or sheer aggression, but I'm sure the stewards are going to have something to say very shortly.
Don't give up. You're still in this race.
So in the second scenario, we have to fight back through the race and recover from having to change the front wing. We've got better tyres.
Okay, the stewards have awarded Devon a penalty. Push on. You can still catch him. You can still beat him.
That's good. So we've got better tyres than everyone else, and our rival Devon Butler has a time penalty. So we're not out of it yet. We can still beat him, as our engineer said. We can't beat him if we would do that too many times. And yeah, we just have to fight back and see what we can do.
Devon is in the pits. Devon in the pits.
So here's Devon in pit lane serving his penalty. So you can see he's waiting 5 seconds before they actually get to work and change the tyres on his car. Now they finally get to work. And off he goes. And he re-emerges in traffic in 7th position. So he's 4 positions ahead of us at the moment. And so we're not out of it yet.
Devon's P7 at the moment.
I just said that, Jeff.
Delatraz is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 2.3 seconds.
So eventually we catch up to Delatraz. Where we're going to make him move. We go into the second last corner, massive dive, and we pull it off. So now we finally catch up to Russell. We got a good exit out of the last corner. And that was actually a very easy pass on George Russell.
Devon is a couple of places up on you. Aitken is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 1.9 seconds.
So how we passing Jack Aitken around the outside into the first corner. That's how you do it.
Devon ahead.
Next car is Devon. So finally, on the last lap, we catch up to Devon. We go for a massive dive into the last corner.
Good job. Nice overtake.
And Jeff has absolutely no problem with that overtake. Neither do the FIA. So there you go. You can see on screen, no penalty for that. We got a corn cut penalty a few laps ago, or a warning, sorry, not a penalty.
Well done. Good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
So yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that overtake. It was fine.
So another fantastic victory for Carlin today. So, Davide, what did you make of that?
Well, it was a bit of a roller coaster, I think. There will be a lot of cheering for today's winner. Frankly, I'm amazed that Devon Butler only received a penalty for that collision earlier. But watching the rival he knocked out actually come back and beat him, that made this whole race worthwhile for me.
As we can see, it's time for the podium, and I can see the Carlin team underneath our commentary box going crazy as their driver walks out. It was a great win, and it means a great deal to this team. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. It was not the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
Oh, there's a lot of options, but my instinct says Nick De Vries, and looking down the field, no one really jumps out at me to change my mind.
And here's how things are shaping up in the team's championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. After all this drama, you'll be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that. Well, that was a great recovery today. Did you think it was all over when you had the collision with Devon?
Obviously, after the collision, we had a lot of damage, but the team were able to fix it very quickly in pits, and we were able to fight on.
So did you ever think you'd get the place back from Devon?
As soon as we heard about the penalty, we thought it was a possibility that we could get him back, but it was always going to be a challenge, but we managed to pull it off.
I've seen that you and Lukas have been picking up a lot of points recently. What do you think of your championship chances?
It's a little bit early to say, but we've been working well with the Trident team, and I think we do have a good chance. I think by the end of the season we'll both be up in the top end of the points, and we should be able to fight for it.
Appreciate your time.
Ah, I was looking for you. Well, what can I say? I guess there's no other way to put this, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry for ever giving you the common respect that all racers deserve, because you don't deserve it, neither of you do. That was the dirtiest driving I've ever seen.
Ridiculous.
My thoughts exactly. I'm taking my line and I get smashed into? I'm fine, by the way, thanks for asking. And then I'm penalized for the privilege.
You're unbelievable. You deserved every second of that penalty. Maybe more. I mean, aside from trashing the car, did you ever stop to think that maybe someone could get hurt?
Yeah.
Me? Fine. But winning at any cost is your strategy, not ours. You better watch yourself.
Whatever.
Don't let him get in your head. He knows you're a better driver. So, on the track, stay away from him. He will try to force you into contact. That's how he wins, yeah? Let's get ready for the press briefing.
I really don't like him at all. Devon, just... I hope he doesn't get into Formula 1, because I really don't want to see him. Anyway, into this next round of Formula 2, we have to beat Devon on track to win the championship. We're tied on points, and he has more wins than us throughout the season, so if neither of us score, he'll win on countback, and we can't have that. We have to win this Formula 2 championship. We cannot let that guy win. We just can't.
So here we are in Abu Dhabi. Each and every event in the Formula 2 calendar has led us here, to this, the final event of the championship, and one that promises to be a spectacle every bit as exciting as we might have hoped. So the Yas Island circuit offers 21 corners and a lap distance of around 3.4 miles. There are a few opportunities to pass with long straights and DRS zones in 2 places, turns 8 and 11. Plenty of close racing then, plenty of speed, and plenty of excitement for the fans, no doubt. Joining me for one last time here this year is Davide Valsecchi. Davide, I'm glad you're here, because I think I'm going to need help processing all this. Surely, this is as exciting as it gets.
Yeah, you're right, Alex. It's the perfect finale. 2 drivers, rivals of season, now going into the final race, tied on points. Both way out in front at the top of the standings, meaning whichever of these 2 drivers cross the line first will be crowned champion. I can't wait.
Okay, this is it. Last race of the season. All you have to do is finish in the points ahead of Devon, and the next time we see each other, you'll be the F2 World Champion. No pressure then. Good luck.
And so we go towards the start of our final race in Formula 2. Lights are out and we're on our way. And not the greatest start, but we'll see if we can make up any spots into turn 1. We go for a big dive, we rattle down the inside, literally, of Lando Norris there. And we're up the position already.
Devon is 3 places ahead of you right now.
So we need to beat Devon Butler, and he's 3 places ahead of us. We can see him there just turning into the corner. Knock over a bollard again, we seem to like that. And I've set this to a 100% race, so we've got plenty of time to make these overtakes, but I'd rather get it done early and book in the championship win as early as possible in this race. Big dive down the inside there. We've got 2 cars who almost run into the back of Devon Butler, but we get away with it, and now we just have to pass Devon Butler himself. And that was a huge dive on big risk, but
Devon is next. Be careful if you go for the overtake.
Engineer Jeff warning us, but we go for a move on Devon Butler anyway, same place as before, and he fights back. There's a little bump between us, but he holds on for now.
Mind that front wing.
We've got some front wing damage, but we go for another big dive down the inside at the next corner,
Devon behind.
and Devon is behind. So that's what's important. I'm going to see if I can push on and put some other cars in between us, but we've got a little bit of front wing damage now. It's not too bad. I didn't really notice the difference too much, so we should be fine. So this is later on in the race. I tried to use the in-car camera just to see what it looked like in the Formula 2 cars. Looks pretty nice, but my pace just isn't as good driving like this.
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Jeff there just reminding us of the damage that we have, but I'm honestly not too worried about that at the moment. It doesn't seem to be affecting our pace too much. That is an amazing run. Whoever that was did not get a good one-setting camera. Did not get a run through there. And that was a very easy position. Dive down the inside of Albon. And now we've got some cars in between ourselves and our rival Devon Butler. Here we go down the inside, and we do make the move on Lukas Weber, and we take the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix Formula 2. I'm not sure if do they still call it a Grand Prix? I don't know. I haven't watched Formula 2 too much. Anyway, we're in the lead. Now we just have to hold on for the rest of the race, and hope nothing else interferes with this result.
Devon's P7 at the moment. Well done, good finish. You stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Just like that, we have won the Formula 2 championship.
There were questions at the start of the season as to whether they could really go all the way, but there's no question anymore. What a special year it's been, and here they are, the new Formula 2 World Drivers' Champion. Brilliant stuff from Trident today. What a superb victory. Talk to me, Davide. Was it everything you hoped for?
Everything and more. He had it all. The rival, the tension, the excitement. These two drivers have been locked in fierce competition all season. And to see it comes down to head-to-head battle for the line like this, well, this kind of things doesn't happen very often. Devon put in a good performance throughout the championship, but today the accolade goes to his rival and the new Formula 2 champion.
That result also seals the Formula 2 World Championship title. Congratulations to our winner after an incredible season. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Today, I think I'll give it to the Trident driver. They did a great job at getting the most out of tires without losing pace. That's a good skill to have.
And it's total victory for the Trident team as they become the team champions. This is an act that will be hard to follow. And after all that excitement, I think it's time for a lie down. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you when Formula 2 returns.
First of all, congratulations. You must be thrilled. Wow, you're the driver's champion. How does it feel?
It's been an amazing season, and to come out on top against Devon Butler is very satisfying at the end of the season. And obviously we've had a few controversial moments throughout, but yeah, to come out on top is absolutely amazing.
So that was a thrilling end to the season. How was the race for you?
Yeah, the race itself was pretty good. There was a few dive bombs and a lot of good battling with other cars, and we got a bit lucky with Devon Butler not having the best race of his career so far. But yeah, we had a good race. It was a lot of fun.
Wow, we've been hearing rumours of a possible future for you in Formula 1. Care to comment?
Yeah, it's certainly possible I could get a drive in Formula 1. I'm not going to say anything yet, haven't signed anything officially, but I've been looking into it, and yeah, it seems possible.
Appreciate your time.
Congratulations, mate. F2 champion.
Hey, congratulations. Enjoy it, because it's the last time it'll ever happen.
Devon, it's okay to be upset. You came very close.
Hey, we know things would have turned out very differently if I didn't get slapped with that ridiculous penalty.
What is it with you and complaining?
Look, somehow you managed to do a lot of things right today. That's great. You needed the win, I didn't. For me, this was always just a stepping stone to F1. Oh, you two. You got your work cut out for you now that I'm gone. See, you're gonna have to prove to everyone it was more than just luck that got you here.
Sure. Winning one race is luck. Winning the championship is talent.
Really? Next time you use that incredible talent to ram into someone and steal all their points, remember they won't be as forgiving as I am. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I gotta run. Things to sign, important paperwork and all that. I'm sure you understand. Ciao!
So, with this big win, you're going to be getting a lot of interest. All I can say is choose wisely, or else you might end up with someone like Devon as your teammate. Come on, let's go celebrate.
I'm not sure what Devon was saying about me never winning Formula 2 again. That makes sense since I'm looking to be in Formula 1 next season, and I probably will never drive a Formula 2 car in my life ever again. Anyway, we have one final cutscene before the end of the video. We're about to sign our Formula 1 contract. That's interesting.
Ah, welcome. Come on in. Take a seat. It's time we had the big conversation about your next move. Your performance at the F2 Championships last year got you a lot of attention from the Formula 1 teams. Some of it more positive than others. I'm not so concerned with who does or doesn't like you. You'll have plenty of time to win the doubters over. But I am concerned with our choices. They're narrowing as we haven't shown commitment to anyone. Now, as your agent, my advice is to make your decision now. We can worry about comfort and finer points further down the line. I need you to review these. You've earned every single one of these proposals. So take your time, have a read through, And don't get too hung up on specifics. Let's get you a Formula One seat.
So as you can see by the reputation bars on the right side, we have chosen the Mercedes Academy, and I'm going to choose the Racing Point team. I thought about Williams, but I didn't want to be 2 seconds off the pace of the first season, and I also think there'll be other YouTubers choosing Williams as a sort of road to glory sort of thing, and Racing Point's not a team you see on YouTube too much for some reason, so I thought that'd be something a bit new, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see also where Weber and Butler sign contracts, because they're supposed to choose similar speed teams to you, so we should have some good battles with them throughout the season. Hopefully Sergio Perez is my teammate. Nothing against Stroll, but I don't think he'll be simulated as being as fast in the game, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see which main real-life drivers get kicked out of Formula 1 to make way for Weber and Butler as well, so anyway, that sentence was all over the place, but let me know what you thought of this video, and hopefully I'll see you in Australia for the first practice session where we'll finally get a chance to drive a Formula 1 car in F1 2019. Hope to see you there. Goodbye.